Hi guys! In this video you'll see how the actors of the movie The Magnificent Seven 1960 have changed. You'll know their real names and age. I will show you how they looked then and work with them now in 2023. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Let's go! Lee rarely stays in one place for long, but has accepted the offer of Chris. He's demanding at times, but not as overly fastidious and compassionate. He has a knack for cooperating with others, played by Robert Wone. Chris Larrabee Adams is an excellent and observant marksman, able to act decisively. He's judicious, can find the best way out of situations, and doesn't mindlessly go after the profits. Played by Yul Brynner, who passed away in 1985 from lung cancer. Wynn Tanner is a former gambler who agreed to take on the Calvary Gang for a fee. He can provide support even to a stranger, is not devoid of fearlessness, and is not distinguished by obsession. Played by Steve McQueen, who died of a heart attack in 1980. Chica was fascinated by Chris and wanted to follow him. He is stubborn, somewhat curious, not afraid to speak his mind, but at the same time he has an unrestrained and proud nature. Too proactive, played by Horst Buchholz, who died of pneumonia in 2003. Harry Luck is friendly with Chris and is somewhat raving about treasures. He can be suspicious and stubbornly believes what he wants, even if it's not true. He protects a friend at the cost of his life. Played by Bright Dexter, who died of emphysema in 2002. Britt is an expert at throwing knives and is extremely agile when shooting. He reacts sharply when people hurt his pride and do not trust his skills. Strives to show that he is the best. Played by James Coburn, who died in 2002 from a heart attack. Hilaria is one of 3 volunteers who brought defenders to their village. He can be persistent, quite honest in his intentions, and is able to absorb information quickly. Played by Jorge Martinez de Hoyos, who passed away in 1997 from lung cancer. Old Man enjoys considerable respect in his village and is often consulted for advice. He is not greedy, quite wise, and can look at the situation from different angles. He has a persistent nature. Played by Vladimir Sokolov, who died of a stroke in 1962. Petra lives in the same village as Miguel. She has a lively character, just doesn't give up even if her strength is inferior to men. She still won't stop trying. Has a feelings for Chico. Played by Rosenda Monteros, who died of a pelvic cancer in 2018. Villager Natividad Vacio lived in the same area as Santos. He's quite diligent, has a good farming skills, but for the sake of protecting his village, he began to learn from Chris how to shoot. He doesn't always all succeed the first time, but he doesn't give up. Villager doesn't lose focus and tries to participate in the discussions of the village. He is not an active speaker and is not used to expressing his opinion at every turn. Has a good stamina due to daily hard work. The role is performed by Enrique Lucero. Wallace is not gullible and has seriously questioned Britt's words. Likes to prove his case, which is why he often enters into disputes and at the same time doesn't always know how to stop in time. Played by Robert Wilkie, who died in 1989 from cancer. Miguel, like many other villagers, endured the raids of the Calvary Gang for a long time, but couldn't confront them openly for fear of his own life, and tried to find alternative ways to hide his crops. Played by John Alonso, who died in 2001 of cancer. Henry is a salesman for women's corsets. He doesn't like flattery, he's conscientious and sympathetic to someone else's misfortune. Always tries to defend his position and doesn't like to leave things unfinished. Can be pretty stubborn. Played by Well Avery. Chambly owns his own funeral home in one of the Mexican towns. Likes good pay for his services, but he may also refuse to do work due to certain prejudices. Doesn't like breaking local rules. Played by Whit Bissell, who died in '96 of Parkinson's disease. Robert often goes on business trips with Henry. He's well-mannered but can be impatient and is able to heed a friend's request. Sometimes some local orders cause him surprise and misunderstanding. Played by Bing Russell, who died of cancer in 2003. Santos is well acquainted with Calvera and gives him some support. He tends to be very efficient, not much of a talker, but he can be sarcastic and respond to Calvera's remarks. Played by Valentin Divagas, who died of myelodysplastic syndrome in 2013. Front office rents rooms to visitors with whom it behaves quite politely. Is attentive to details, has a good memory, is not lazy, and always notifies the tenants of the arrival of visitors to them. Played by Victor French, who died in '89 of lung cancer. Flynn was familiar with Brit and preferred to trust what he said without backing it up with practice. Has a common sense, is not used to risking his life, and tries to protect his acquaintances. Played by Joseph Roskin, who died in 2013 of natural causes. Gunman has some racist views and opposes the burial of Sam the Indian in the local cemetery. He often resorts to intimidation and seeks to demonstrate his authority. Not as good a marksman as Chris, played by Jim Davis, who died of multiple myeloma in '81. Dice dealer Edwin Max works at the place where Vin visited. He's carefully used to control the course of the game, has an attentive look, and is accustomed to clearly announce the results. Not prone to excessive emotionality and doesn't like expectations. Calvera is at the head of a gang that robs villages. He absolutely doesn't care about people, and that because of him they die a painful death. Able to show concern, but only about his gang. Played by Ali Wallach, who died in 2014 of natural causes. Bernardo Rayleigh is one of the 7 defenders of the village. He's physically strong, not stupid, and is used to clarifying points that are important to him. Skillfully copes with difficulties. Played by Charles Bronson, who died in 2003 from lung cancer. Villager is engaged in cultivating the land and is unable to defend himself as he doesn't own weapons and sufficient dexterity. He, like others, reacts sharply to danger and tries not to stick out too much. At times he was curious. Played by Roberto Contreras. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please share it on social networks, like it, and of course subscribe to the channel.